Hello everyone, it's Max McAllister here from Traxxion Dynamics today, and I'm going to go over installing the wiring harness on a 2018 plus Honda Goldwing for a Clearwater motorcycle lighting system. So these are really super high-end lights, and they have different configurations. You can get several different sizes and in typical mounts, but they do have some model specific mounts for the Goldwing that give you lights that will hang under your mirrors, big super powerful driving lights to hang under your mirrors, and small fog lights to mount down by your front wheel. And they have another set of lights that can mount up here as well. They give them names. This one is on this bike we're installing. These are called Darla, and the ones up here are called Savina. So those are the ones we're installing on this bike. And they do send a wiring harness. It's sort of model specific. They have very, very limited instructions, which in a way I can appreciate, because really truthfully, if these instructions aren't good enough, then you probably shouldn't be doing this job. A lot of people are really looking for exact turn by turn, bolt by bolt instructions, and this is not a job for the faint of heart. So the reason this bike, I have it torn down to this point, is this lighting system integrates with the controls on the motorcycle. So the way it works is you have when you're in normal driving conditions, you can turn the system, when the system's on, it's switched by 12 volts, and these little lights come on and stay on all the time. Now, I don't like that. I'd like any light I add to a bike to be able to be turned on or off for the most part, so I'm going to show you how we can switch that. But so when the system's on, there's a second switch, and that second switch turns the big driving lights on or off. Now, under low beam conditions, there's a rheostat that you can place by your knee or on the dash or wherever you want, and that takes it from like very low percentage of light to about 70% power. As soon as you turn the high beam switch on, they all go to full power. And then there's another feature where you tie it into the horn system of the bike. So when you push the horn button, never mind the horn goes off, but all the lights go full bright to shock someone and get their attention if they're not paying attention. So now this is their harness here. There's the big main harness here of stuff that goes through the bike. Now, the control box, the little brain box for this, they want you to install in this pocket in the headlight assembly. But getting into this motorcycle to put your hand in there or try and do that kind of work it's kind of patently absurd, to be honest. So I just think it's ridiculous. You really do need to get to, and here's the big problem is, this is the headlight connector. Here, this is behind the headlight, obviously, but the pathway to get to it is down through a hole in the dash here, where you can basically get your hand, but how you're supposed to work on the wires is kind of odd. They do supply you with these PosiTap brand connectors, which are really nice. You can tie right in whenever you want. The headlight has on a high beam, you need to tap into the high beam wire. They suggest you tap into the low beam wire to get switched 12 volts. I opted not to do that. I'm going to go back to another control module on the bike under the seat to get my switch 12 volts. But in between that, so that I have control over these Darla lights, I'm adding a switch in line of the 12 volt switched wire. So there's primary 12 volts, primary ground, switch 12 volts, and that's the one where I'm going to add a switch, which will turn the whole system on or off. Now, Then so there's two white wires. One of the white wires goes to the high beam. The other white wire goes down to the horn. So I simply came down to the Honda horn here. You remove the cowl cover. There's the horn connector. It's a single wire. That's the positive wire going to the horn. So you splice into that, tap into that, and that will give you the flash connection for when you hit the horn. Now, right now, just to see how all my connections work, I just have the wires draped over to the battery just to see the system work. Obviously, we're so deep into the heart and soul of this motorcycle that if you were to put it together and the system didn't work, you would be crying because you'd have to be taking this whole bike back apart. So I'm testing it while it's just laying around and making sure it works. So at the moment, I'm gonna put all these controls over by the rider's left knee. And so I got the bike on here, went and got a second switch at the O'Reilly Auto Parts. And so here you turn it on, that shows green. The supplied switch they give you has a blue light for the Savina lights to turn on and off. And then this is the rheostat for the lights that let it, brighten and dim. So actually you can kind of see what it does. Here, I'll turn on the Savina lights. They're there on the lift. So you can see the lights. Where's my dimmer? Here, I can brighten them up or I can dim them down. But no matter where they're at, as soon as you hit the high beam, everything should go to warp drive. Where is it? I've got this here. And where's my horn? So you can see how that works. And I don't have, the high beam portion isn't working because I don't have the headlight plugged into the bike right now. So on the Goldwing, I routed all of the harnessing through this portal here and out here, and I'm going to have it come by the driver's left knee, as I said. And you can kind of see, let me see if I can hold my camera where you can see that wiring passing through there. There's a decorative cover that will hide all of that and you won't see it. But with the cover off, then I'll be able to loom all this up nicely. So I just feel it's crazy to attempt to work on this connector where you can't know that you've done a proper job. So that's why I've gone ahead and taken the headlight out of the bike. It's just 1,000 times better. So from here, we'll start trying to connect this thing all up and cable it and make it look like the factory put it there. But I just wanted to kind of show you and talk you through what I have, if you're looking at attempting this job, how I've gone about it and how I've, kind of in my mind even done a little trick with the second switch to make it better than the way it came. So well, that's just a little overview of the wiring. Hopefully the next time you see this, you won't see anything at all. It'll all just be pretty and hidden. So my name's Max. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and because I got a lot of cool content like this. If you got friends that are looking to buy this Clearwater lighting kit, you may want to let them know this video's out there so they can see what they're going to be getting into if they're going to attempt to install it themselves. So thanks a lot.